This is Twilight Gala Christie, and she's not looking so good. If the gala was at twilight, it's the next morning, and she is looking hungover. This girl made her debut all the way back in 2003. And time has not been kind to our fair lady here, because 22 years later, and she is looking like she has been used for about 22 years. So it tracks. I found her at the thrift store, and I knew that I needed to rescue her and to give her a total makeover. Luckily, this girl is not at all beyond saving. All she needs is a little bit of TLC, and to start this revamp, I'm going to, of course, start by giving her a wash. She actually doesn't look very dirty, other than her hair being super frizzy and poofy and crazy. She doesn't really need a whole lot done. So after inspecting her briefly, getting an idea of what I have to work with, it is time to dunk her head under this water that I have here. And once her hair is all wet, it's time for me to cover it. This handy dandy conditioner. I always like to put too much conditioner in my doll's hair because it's better to have too much than not enough, in my opinion. And once she's all good and lathered, there is nothing else to do but to jump right brushing. I normally like to just start from the bottom and work my way up, but with this doll, I kind of just dove in and started, spot detangling as I found tangles. Perhaps not the most efficient system, but it worked for me this time. Her hair actually wasn't as tangled as it looked. It was more poof and frizz because of course she has Kanekalon hair, which tends to do that. And so once it was all wet and it had conditioner in it, it really just was pretty flat. It just had a few tangles here and there that I had to deal with, but overall it wasn't as bad as it may have looked at the beginning. I did find as I was brushing her hair that she had a huge section of her hair cut, which is super unfortunate. Normally that's like a non-starter. If a doll has cut hair, it's like game over. You have to reroute or she's just gonna be used for parts because that's a pretty big issue. But very, very luckily on this doll, her cut section was on the underside of her hair in the back. And so there really isn't a better spot to have a chunk of hair cut out because that's super easy to cover. And so I thought, I'll just go forward and I'll try to cover it with her styling, and I just won't part her hair in like an updo, and I'll just keep it down, and that should cover it and make it look just fine. So of course the brushing portion did not take that long. I got done pretty quick, and so now I'm just going to dunk her head back under that water and rinse out that conditioner. And full disclosure, rinsing off your Barbie's conditioner in a bowl is not very efficient and does not get the job done. And so off camera, I go and rinse her off a little bit better because there's still a ton of conditioner in her hair when I'm done trying to wash it off in this bowl. Her hair is flat, it is laying down, it looks a lot better than it did before. It's pretty much back to how it originally would have come in the box, other than that cutout section that you can't really see at all from any angle because it is just underneath, which is really nice. And overall, she looks a lot better, and I'm really happy with how she is coming along. But now it is time for me to decide what I want to do with her hair and how I want to style it. And so I want to do something a little bit different today, and I'm trying to give her a little bit of texture in her hair. I want to give her hair some volume and some curl to it, but not how I usually do curls. I don't want it to look like it's been styled to be curled. I want it to look like more of a natural hair texture of curled hair. I want her hair to look naturally textured as curly, if that makes sense. And so to do that, I am not going to use any straws or my flat iron to do her hair today. Instead, I have this handy dandy little tiny miniature curling iron. It is the cutest, tiniest, littlest curling iron I have ever seen, and I'm going to use that to put curls all over in her hair. And so to achieve this, I'm going to start by, of course, sectioning off her hair, and I'm going to put that top section into a cute little poop bun, and I'm going to leave that bottom section down, and so I can give it some curls. And so to curl her hair, I'm going to take really tiny sections of her hair, and I'm going to wrap it up on this curling iron. The hair is still wet, and so I have to wait a few seconds for it to dry off and for all the water to evaporate. And then I can take the hair off of the curler and voila, it is very, very curled. And I'm gonna do this, you know, way more times than I normally would, all over her head to try to give her that natural curly look. This process is a little bit more time consuming and a little bit more tedious than, say, curling her hair with the flat iron, because you can do bigger sections, but I think that it's going to turn out really nice. So here is what she looks like after I have curled the whole bottom section. It's not perfect, I know it doesn't look really good yet, but with some styling and after I do the top section, it's going to look a lot better. And so I'm going to take down that top section from that clip, and I'm going to brush that out, and then finally I'm going to start curling here as well. And it's even more important on the top section to do tiny sections to make sure that the hair looks ringlety and curly and natural, and it doesn't look like it's been styled to be curly, but that it's just her natural hair. So I'm just going to curl these sections one by one all across her head, and of course on both sides of her head I'm going to be curling away from her face to frame her face with these curls. And when I get to the back section, I'm going to flip it the other way, and so both sides are coming towards the back and giving it that face framing effect that I'm going for. And once all of her hair has been curled, this is what she ends up looking like. All of her hair has been dried off with that curling iron, and she is pretty much done as far as her hair goes. I'm going to do a little bit of styling, and I'm going to break up these curls a little bit, but overall this is pretty much the bulk of the work has been done. Her hair is very, very gorgeous. It's voluptuous, it's full of volume, and it's looking a lot more exciting and a lot more interesting than the flat straight hair that she had to begin with, and I'm really happy with how she is turning out. But of course, we're not done yet. She needs an outfit and some accessories. So when I'm picking out my Barbie's outfits, I always try to match the Barbie's outfit with the makeup as much as I possibly can, because obviously you can't really change the doll's makeup without repainting, which I'm not in the business of doing, but you can change the outfit. And so I like to choose outfits that complement that makeup that she already has and makes her look like she has a cohesive look, and hopefully make it look like, you know, this could have been the outfit that she came with originally. Obviously, I know it's not, but I want her to look like a factory new as much as I possibly can. And so to start, I'm going to give her this really cute pink top. It has these cute little gold rings and some straps, and it matches her lips really well, and that's why I chose this outfit. And then going with that, I have this black kind of pencil skirt. It has a really big like slit over on the side. It's kind of sexy, and I think that it's going to look really good on her. And then of course I'm going to give her her accessories, starting with these really cute earrings that I have created from charms. And then I have a matching necklace that is going to be a wraparound double tiered gold chain necklace. And then to match that, I have the exact same kind of gold chain here to go as a belt. And then finally, I'm going to give her this really big, really long, very beautiful feather boa. And to finish it all off, I'm going to give her these really sleek pointed toe stilettos. And now she's been all put together and she's ready for the big reveal. But first, if you like doll restoration and doll revamp content like this, make sure you mosey on over to that subscribe button. I'll really appreciate it, and I'd love to have you here on my channel. And if you found this video enjoyable in any way, make sure you hit that like button. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this Dolls Revamp. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And I'll be back here after the big reveal. Alright, there she is in all of her glory. I think that she turned out gorgeous. This color, it perfectly matches the lipstick that she has on. The shirt and the earrings are a perfect match. I love that gold accents that are all over her in all of her accessories. I think the feather boa gives it that extra flair. And I think that she looks like she could be going to a modern Twilight gala. And I think that she looks a lot more updated than her original outfit would have. And I think this suits her really well. I'm really pleased with how her earrings turned out. They match the shirt flawlessly. They are the exact same color. I love that it turned out like that. All right, and thank you to everybody that made it all the way to the very end of the video. I really do appreciate it. And you know, if I seemed a little bit off today, it's because I am getting over a sickness. I've had a cold for the last few days, and so if I don't seem my 100% self, that could be why. But I appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the video anyway. And there she goes to join the rest of my Revamp Barbies in my collection. And I will see you all next week with a new doll revamp. Bye!